Hi, welcome to the Town Council update for November 24th, 2015. Pretty soon we're going to hear from Town Manager Tim Gagan in his last Town Council update, officially as the Town Manager for Breckenridge, Colorado. But if you'd like more information about the town, we have got minutes, and we've got, you can listen to the minutes and the agendas and those types of things that happen all at the town of Breckenridge. We've got events, everything at the Town of Breckenridge website, as well as Facebook and Twitter. And we hope that you'll get involved in what's going on here at the town of Breckenridge. Let's hear about the Town Council meeting of November 24th from Town Manager Tim Gagan. So the last Town Council meeting of Tim Gagan and his career for the Town Manager.
That's correct, yes.
Great. November 24th. Thank you, Tim.
Just before Thanksgiving. It's
exactly.
perfect.
And we're all thankful
Yes.
that you have done 16 years here at the town.
We're thankful I'm not doing any more of these reports, right?
Yeah, you know? No. People love this passionate television.
I understand.
And it's good stuff. So what happened at the Town Council meeting on November 24th, right before Thanksgiving, is that we were, there's a piece of property that we've done jointly with the town, with the community, or the county, Summit County, where the recycle center was.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
currently is, but will be moved. The town actually has worked out a deal with Summit County government.
Right. This is a part of a multi-part deal that we had done. One is to relocate the recycle center, relocate their public works and ambulance operation, which have all been torn down. And together, the town and county are proposing 26 units of affordable rental housing on the property. So the steps that we're taking at last night's meeting were to annex the property into town, which then will make it a review process through the town process for planning. And then shortly, we hope to have strike a final deal with the county on terms of the construction and financing of that project that will start as soon as the weather breaks next year.
Right, and that is called Huron Landing.
Huron Landing, and it's right adjacent to Kennington Place. And so it's a great place for affordable housing, and it's a great win-win. The town is using some of their land for the recycling, and we're converting this land into affordable housing.
Right, it's a great example of kind of the partnership that we have with the community.
Exactly, right.
So, and then another great event that has happened at the Town Council meeting was the adoption of the budget. And again, no one showed up to talk about it.
Well, we had people there, but nobody said anything.
Right, exactly,
yeah.
yes.
No, it's a culmination of about a 6-month process where the staff works on developing the budget. We do a budget retreat with the council. We did have public there, and we did have comments then. And then we hold 2 public hearings, and this was the final public hearing. But the budget was formally approved, and it'll include a lot of capital improvements, including the continuation of our housing program that we talked about, the Huron Landing, the Pinewood 2, water plant, golf course renovation. It'll also include some enhancements downtown. We're doing some additional police work down in the core town, particularly related to some of the panhandling and begging issues that we've been running into the last year or so. And we've also enhanced the snow removal downtown. So we're having more resources being put into snow removal earlier and more often, so that we have a good an operation down there for the visitors and the tourists. And we've also added some buildings and some other facilities like the medians out on Highway 9, which are going to require more maintenance. So all those are a part of the new budget. The council also authorized a transfer of money into what we call the Child Care Fund, which will allow that then to operate through 2021. So it'll give the town council and the task force, the Child Care Task Force, more time to figure out long-term funding options for that program. Very important part of our employee workforce support that the council gives. So overall, the budget, we've been blessed by a return of the economy. Our sales tax is up, our real estate transfer tax is up. So the council is reinvesting some of those reserves into important improvements for the community.
Right, and it's like a roadmap for us as the town staff and for the council to use for the next year.
Right.
And if folks want to look at it and view it, it is on the website.
It is online, right. And certainly it's what we call the living document, because it literally is the authority for us to get a lot of stuff done, to basically continue to provide all the services, rec center, police, public works, all those things that people, I think, sometimes take for granted.
Right. And speaking of financials, the town council gets a financial report on the health of our community once a month, and that was a financial report that we had on November 24th.
Right, and it actually goes back to our September sales tax, but it picks up all of our current revenues that we collect all the way up through the November timeframe, and it's a continuation of a very strong recovery this both last winter into the summer and then through the summer. And it starts to look at some of the months that are usually a little weaker, the August, September timeframe, where visitor traffic has stayed fairly strong, which is a big change in both what we used to call the shoulder season. The whole town used to shut down. It doesn't happen that way anymore. And we have events and things like that, so all those were important. So the report is showing a continuation of that, not quite double-digit increases in sales tax, but pretty close. And our real estate transfer tax had a great month, which was one of the largest months we've seen in a long time, over $1 million worth of revenue from real estate activity. So overall, the budget's in very good shape as we look ahead to 2016, and it gave the council that flexibility to approve the budget that they did.
Exactly. And so there was also a little bit of talk about the housing issue that's going on, and each meeting we do get kind of a housing child care update, and there was a lot of discussion with the town council.
Yeah, this is kind of this rental crisis, as we call it right now, and it clearly is something that's creeped up on us very quickly. And a lot of it has to do with folks that aren't long-term renting anymore in the community, which means our workforce is having a harder and harder time finding rental units that they used to be able to find fairly easily. And not all, but many of the business community have voiced concerns that they've lost employees or can't get employees because of that. We've had word from CMC that they've lost some students because they can't find housing.
And some teachers.
So it clearly is one that is in front of the council very strongly, and they're trying to figure out if there's any way to help the situation beyond what we're already doing, which is building affordable housing and building rentals. Unfortunately, those don't come online until next year. And the other projects will probably be later in 2017 before they'll be ready to be occupied. So the council was looking at some new creative ideas, what they call tiny homes, which is a concept of bringing fairly small units, 500 to 800 square feet on wheels, literally, that are built, and you bring them in temporarily onto properties. The real struggle is we really don't have a piece of property that's ready to accept those with utilities and things like that. So the council says they're still interested in the idea because they don't think the problem is going to go away. And a lot of the issue is related to short-term rentals, Airbnb and VRBO, these new internet-based rental programs make it very easy for people to rent a bedroom, to rent a house, and they can make better money. So we're trying to figure out if this tiny home type of group can fit in the community somewhere, even if we can't do it right away, because next year we may have the same problem all over again. And on top of that, they also want to get out to the business community, because some of this rental housing that we're building is a real opportunity for businesses to lock up some units, literally have them in their portfolio so that their own employees can live in those type of units. So we're going to be visiting with the business community because it's going to take more than the town to solve this problem. So we're looking for that partnership. We certainly think some of the bigger employers should be interested with the town taking the lead in building, but then helping us get those occupied with master leases or acquisitions. So all those are on the table. So the council is, they worry about it every meeting, so it's a chance to talk about it and see if there are any new ideas other than moving the ball forward with meeting with the business community and continuing to explore the idea of tiny homes, plus building the projects we're already building.
Exactly. And lastly, the town council actually discussed, and kind of what they were calling it, an omnibud for the marijuana. Yes, it's kind of a little bit of a house cleaning, and a little bit of what the state has been doing, but they refer to it as kind of, there's 4 different issues that they talked about.
Sure.
A lot about home grows and caregivers.
Right. The state has continued to refine their laws as the legalization of marijuana has taken about almost 2 years now in the works. We adopt a lot of our stuff before the state got into to some of these areas. we have a very strong regulation, but one of the areas that we didn't do very much in is what they call the caregiver area, which the state constitutional amendment allowed for, along with the home grow, which a person can grow up to so many plants within a home, private home, and be legal. The state now has adopted some regulations related to caregivers. There was some abuse, so they're starting to look at a registration type program so that we know who they are, and so they can be verified that they're operating properly. Caregivers have a limit of how many people they can assist as a part of that program. So that was one of the changes. One of the other ones was the accumulation of marijuana within a private home. A person, if they grew 6 plants, particularly if they were very aggressive and kept growing them, could accumulate, particularly if they weren't using the product, a great deal of marijuana. And that can lead to some potential illegal backdoor, black market type of activities, which was not the intent of the legislation. So the council's looking at putting a cap on how much can be accumulated in a property, along with enhancing just the general penalties, so that we're matching what the state can do, and we can do it in our local court as opposed to in the district court.
Right. Okay. And finally, thank you, Tim Gagan.
Oh.
Not for 5 years, but for 16 years of service. And
Thank you. No, it's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's been great to work with the community, the councils, the mayors, the staffs. They're all been wonderful, and it made the job seem like a brief glimpse in time as opposed to 16 years.
Right. And you're still on town manager till the end of the year, and
I
then
am.
doing some special projects for the community.
Yeah, wrapping stuff up.
Exactly. So no retirement yet, but you get to sit in the audience now. Just great. So thank you, Tim.
You're welcome.